All right, guys, I want to talk about a really fun limbic pattern today that is really common in early stage recovery. It can be common at any point in recovery, and I would love to dispel this myth for y'all. So, there's this fun thing the limbic system does where it creates an entire imaginary reality of what would be happening in your life if you didn't have limbic system impairment. So you'll have this idea that, well, if I wasn't dealing with this situation, I would be doing all these things, and these are all the things I'm missing out on. I'd be spending time with my family. I'd be eating this and doing this and feeling this way. I'd be doing all these things if I just wasn't here. But the funny thing is that this reality that your brain has created feels more real than what you're actually dealing with. It's this constant feeling of all the things you should be doing. Doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, how old you are, what it is that your limbic system is telling you you're missing out on. That reality does not exist. It is not real. And the only role that this pattern plays is to create a feeling of loss, to create a feeling of stress and strain and struggle and punishment and guilt and loss. That's a big one. The kind of like guilting you for something you didn't choose, right? If only I wasn't in the situation. Well, this is what I should be experiencing. And that's total BS. That doesn't exist. It's just an idea in your mind. Literally, and I know this probably sounds ludicrous because when I first discovered this pattern, I was like, are you kidding me? This is literally an idea in my head, and I have been tortured by it for years. But that's why I want to share this with you now, because it took me a long time to see this pattern. So remind yourself when you notice your limbic system showing you a version of reality that would exist if you just hadn't had a limbic impairment. And recognize that that is not real. It is a figment of your imagination, but not even it's just your limbic system projecting this to create a feeling of loss. And what it leads to is giving up. Because you're like, well, why even bother? Or, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do the work now. That's all it does, is lead to a freeze response. So I encourage you, when this happens, to come back to the present moment and remind yourself that that is complete illusion. This is the reality that you are in right now. You have infinite possibilities available to you right here, right now, in this moment, that you can act on simply by shifting your attention to something positive and letting go of everything that isn't in your control, and realizing that you aren't missing out on anything, because all there is this moment. That's it. And that all you need is to focus your attention on something positive in this moment. That's it. And my initial recovery took 3 years. After that, I realized that I was in an abusive situation that took me 3 more years to get out of. So I know when I say this, that it's hard sometimes to believe that anything is possible for you, that you can experience complete joy. But it is. You can experience complete joy and freedom. Don't let my timeline become yours. It's not the case for most people. But what I'm saying is, I know a lot of times people will be like, oh, that's ridiculous. How can you say there's infinite possibilities available to me? You don't understand how bad my situation is. Yeah, I kind of do, a little bit. I may not know your specific situation, but I know what it's like to have to pull yourself out of hell far more times than you could possibly imagine could be possible. So if you are struggling and you are feeling crushed under the weight of this specific pattern, know that it is an illusion, and infinite possibilities are available to you in this moment. You are allowed to choose joy. You are allowed to choose freedom. You are allowed to choose good things for yourself. Right now. You can use this moment to start creating a new reality and a new story that reflects that you are worthy of all the good things that this life has to offer. Joy, ease, empowerment, love, connection, freedom, playfulness, silliness, beauty, all the good things. You just go now and you find something to laugh about, even if it's literally nothing at all. You find beauty somewhere. Find softness anywhere and follow it. Trust it. It will take you home. All right. Love you guys.